We won. That's what happened.
You guys kicked that. Well, Might didn't win. Might lost, but Might wanted to kill Rio, so.
That's fair.
Yep.
Might tried. So, we prepared for battle. Everybody was behind the wall, nice and secure and set for battle, while
Except
like,
one person.
one person.
Who
Like,
tanked everything.
because she took the learning of something about sacrifice slightly differently. You do it when it's necessary, not when it's still like okay to hide and try to live.
When you told Jake that, you're like, yeah, I took inspiration from your dead character. He's like, no, he would never do that.
Well, Oreo, there's different, but it's okay. So then the gnolls come in, and Oreo, of course, is falling down quickly, and everybody's like, "Oh no!" And then Mr. Sardine's like, "Let me be a hero and make me squeal." So he comes in and brings in the charges. Nobody dies. When we see also from the other side, a different group of people show up. Popcorn Ed.
And that is when we saw the truth. That our dear friend Rio had been tracked by an alternate party of adventurers who had left from Bastion but a few days before. The skilled, wonderful, extremely powerful, very good at killing things group of people.
Yeah,
followed.
Impressively.
They had one extremely muscular, amazing, powerful bird person who was just the best. So good. Everyone was friends with him, and he was great. He's so cool.
Is Huck telling the story?
Ah, yeah. The second party.
Wait, start with Huck explaining it. He's like, now you're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
You're probably wondering how The second party engaged in battle from the flank of the Gnoll army, and we were able to cut at them from two different sides, beating back our foe and slaying, leaving many a Gnoll corpse strewn across the battlefield. I believe there was a final face-off with the sorcerer general of this army. After they completely obliterated part of the wall, sending many fragments of wood flying up into the air and throwing both Church and Polaris from the wall. But we slowed them. We defeated the foe before us. What's the word Gandalf does with the I smote his ruin upon the mountainside? And that was done.
Yes.
And yes, we won the day. We defeated our enemy, Popcorn, Josh.
Oh, and then after that, we saw the sexy Triton dude, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's all good. We got it. It's awesome." But oh shit, a boat rolled
Played
up.
by Keanu Reeves.
Like,
But
whoa,
no,
a
but
boat.
he's played by Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Keanu Reeves.
Like, whoa, then the boat
Totally,
came, and they were like, "Oh shit, man, they're attacking us." And the guy's like, "Whoa, shit, man, we gotta go like right now. We know you said we'd help you guys, but you gotta help us again first." So it's like never any favor, man. Like, God.
Help us, man. You sound like Ashley when she has to play that one character. He's not
Gag me with a spoon, Mrs. Anderson.
Anderson.
So we all agreed to do all that stuff from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And we were ready to board the boat and go back. I assume it's underwater.
Yeah.
We left the original site
Triton-
for a
Triton
second
Castle.
phase.
We're gonna Davy Jones our way.
Polaris got a letter that everybody wants to know what's in it.
Yeah, and then Polaris burned this letter that
Yep.
I'll never know
Burned
about.
it right away. That's
Did you burn it or not burn it? Because you
No, she
originally
did
said you
burn it.
burned it, and then you said you wanted to not burn it.
Yeah.
But I think you were drunk and already forgot you burned it. But I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I don't really know.
I want to keep it burned. I drunk me felt guilty for a while, but sober me is like, no, that shit's gone.
There's a good chance no one else ever finds out what's in that letter.
It's probably for the best. Mm-hmm.
Not even for you. You're fine.
It'd be real awkward. It's real. It just opens up a lot of awkwardness on like 30 levels.
If Rio dies, I'll tell Josh.
Oh, don't die. I better not never know.
Just to give you an incentive to kill your character.
Motivation.
That's it, right now.
What is it, Tom?
Letter.
Tell
What's the
me.
best damn vanilla pudding recipe you've ever found? And that's why Polaris burned it.
No one
So
can find out.
Too awkward.
So much
Well, I'm not even telling
awkwardness.
everybody that I know vanilla bean pudding recipe, but this one is clearly better. They actually use
Yeah.
vanilla bean. So
Yeah, you
No
don't
one
want, like,
can
to
know.
get you don't want to find out, oh, how did you learn this recipe? Oh, Amari told me. Like, nobody wants his shit. Everybody hates
Exactly.
that guy.
Exactly.
How many PCs has he shot? I don't even know. But
Oh my god.
Mostly Jake's.
Too many people.
Yep. Keep it.
it's still my favorite when there was the whole Rio runaway. When you guys went to the place that was overrun by hobgoblins.
Oh, that
I
one,
was
yeah.
like, I really want to reintroduce Amari, but I really don't want Josh to try and kill him. How can I try and convince Josh to not kill Amari in character?
That's
Uh-huh.
the thing
I was
is, like,
It was like, whew. Oh, man. I was
where was
expecting
this?
you to.
Was this the tower we went to? Is that what you're
This is
talking
Yeah,
about?
when you
that
guys
is
were gonna
camp.
go get paid, and then it found out that that place you had to get paid was overrun by hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that so I wouldn't have to confront Amari? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I
Yeah.
wanted to have Amari back in for a little bit, but I was like, there's a very good chance Josh is gonna try and kill this guy on site.
Probably.
And I
Yeah.
was like, how can I try and convince him not to? And I was like, I'll have him show up with the money. and be non-confrontational. It still got close. But,
So close.
Yeah, it was
it's
close.
okay. They'll go
Definitely.
bother the other party now.
Pretty close.
It's just, we all know he's my stand-in for fucking with people.
Right. Other than Abathur?
Worse than
Yeah, I was gonna
Abathur's
say, no
my
Abathur.
favorite. I'm a little. I mean, he completely deserves to die, but like, he's
Yeah.
That's his specifically fuck with Kristen character.
I like that he sang with
pretty
me.
good fuck with Kristen one. But you know,
You
I
get
get
to
whenever
do
the
a
opportunity.
thing for a snake the very instant you make a character without ever really having plans for them, and then
Listen,
Really?
Abathur is originally was a throwback to the first 5th edition. It didn't even start as 5th edition. It started as 3rd edition. 5th edition came out during the game. No, this wasn't the first one. This is the second campaign I ever ran. So this would have been 5th edition. I introduced Abathur in like 2014. All right,
Wow.
or whenever this game, 2015. I remember when 5th edition came out.
Wow.
And he hasn't made an appearance. Well, he made one appearance. He showed up with a deck of many things and told people to go to town.
Oh,
And everybody drew the max amount of cards, and nothing bad happened. They all fucking got the sickest shit. It was insane.
broke a campaign in a good way. Or...
It was the end of the campaign. It was the end of the campaign. We're like, here you go. They then fought like 3 Balrogs and just like ripped them to shreds because like it was just a session where everyone critted every roll, me included, but there was just more of them.
That's amazing.
But we resume the scene in the little fishing village, the little Aldruin outpost. A lot of the Tritons, while celebrating and still probably a little drunk,
Ew.
just like me, are listen, 2 beers. This is my 2nd beer, guys.
Mhm.
That's
That's it?
enough.
Wow. Nice.
I mean, they're rather strong, but
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
drink it.
They're still running. They're sort of stocking up the ship. You probably have, you know, a decent bit until you guys have to go on that ship if you want to help. You don't
I
have to
will.
help.
Or it will help with the heavy lifting.
Amari has just departed. In fact, you can still probably see him walking as he's
can still
maybe
kill him,
whistling a little tune to him. Polaris has just lit something on fire. Probably noticeable. But yeah, that's where we introduce the scene. So, important note. Yad and Tatsuo are still part of the group.
Yeah.
You can still roleplay them in fights and all that stuff. They will be cohorts, which they can give you bonuses to your roll. Like if you're fighting something and you want an extra 1 die to it, you can be like,
Yad will show
Tatsuo
up.
helps me from the back. Like Tatsuo hit, harries him with a shot, get a +1 die. Or there'll be things where they will go, like if there's a split and there's multiple things that have to be done, we can be like, yeah, and then Tatsuo and Yad go over there.
yeah, they go handle that easy shit over there.
Do the other easy shit. But
Well, for now, definitely Yad is just like telling everything that they researched when they were like looking in the land.
yes,
telling
because
everything.
Yad knows that what is assailing the Tritons is the same thing that is threatening Bastion from bursting out from Lodlor.
So that's what pretty much Yad is telling her brother what's happening and what information he got.
Yeah, he's like half listening. He's like, yes, of course, yes. What Bastion? What is Bastion? I don't even know.
Oh, Bastion is a city, like it's on a mountain, like
Okay.
coral reef that we have, but it's
Mountain? Is that like a?
it's like underground water things that we have. Swim easier. You have to fly to actually get there, but that's a different story.
Fuck that.
I know, right? But
Fuck the
overall,
mountain.
and Oriole's like, hey, like,
He's like, and they live on this mountain that they have to fly up.
well, they don't. Well, like the bird person can fly up there. Well, not really. He's.
Well, what do
cursed.
the non-flying people? Because all of these people can't fly. I
They
haven't seen Rio over there fly once.
They have ladders and like stuff. To, like,
That sounds
it.
miserable.
It is
But
miserable.
desperate times, I guess. He's like, here, help me, and he like throws you like it's like a big sack of like food essentially. It's just a bunch of fish.
Mhm.
whatever. He's like, hey, load that up, and he's barking orders.
Okay.
Meanwhile, who do we popcorn to? Popcorn somebody, Michaela.
Popcorning into not Tetsuo. Wait, Tetsuo. Yes. No, wait, not Tetsuo. Rio. Rio. Sorry.
I mean, I know we look a lot alike 'cause we're
Popcorn to
Asian, but you
Tatsuo,
know,
not Tatsuo.
I was like,
I mean, that is Tatsuo, not Tatsuo.
the other Asian dude.
Closest thing.
Tetsuo.
Also,
Probably.
I'm gonna need everybody to tell me which actor is playing their character. That's very
Oh.
Vin
Oh,
Diesel
shit.
is playing Church.
Yes. Though, yes.
Yes.
It fucking works.
Let me research my person. How
Oh,
was that
God.
called?
I don't know.
Shit. I don't know now.
Oh yeah, Tommy Wiseau is playing Tatsuo.
Oh, okay.
No.
You know who plays a great Asian character? Scarlett Johansson. That's.
There you go.
Best. The best.
Oh.
Yeah.
I always pictured a little almost Asian Michael Cera for Tatsuo, but maybe.
Sure, that works.
I'm just kidding. You never want your character to be based off of Michael Cera.
Oh. The guy that voices Genji is totally
Okay.
Rio.
There you go.
What does
Yeah.
he look like? I gotta Google this.
His name is Gaku Space. I'm assuming that's a nickname, but
Oh, I see it. I gotcha.
I have no idea who Tatsuo is. I do not.
All right, so yeah, we cut to Rio. What's Rio up to? Who's he talking to? Who's in his entourage?
probably going to the captain to determine, what's going on first. So
Yes.
Yeah, so we get the shot of Yad and the captain, and then we kind of follow the captain over as he walks over to you, Rio, and he's like, Rio, what can we do for you? What do you need? How are you doing?
Where do you need me?
On that ship. All right.
No moving, lifting. Anything.
Are you good to lift? Good to lift.
If it would get us out of here faster, yes.
Well, let's put those muscles to work. We got and he's like, they got some supplies because it's gonna be it's not gonna be like it's gonna be a couple day trek. So you're mainly loading up food. I think there is a couple of the rowboats are off the major ship, so they're kind of like moving people over, tying them up, and like lifting them back up onto the ship.
Okay.
They're like, and yeah, he'll put you right to work too. Essentially,
Yeah, probably just start going for like the supplies, and the weapons. Yeah. Yep.
And he'll move over to who is it? Who is Polaris talking to?
I feel like Polaris is because like here we have all these Tritons getting drunk. I feel like singing songs and like entertaining them in general, just being like, oh, I've got another one, and then like sing along with also. So then she like starts on a song she knows and then gets people to rile up, and they're all drinking. There's a part in each song where you're expected to drink, like click your glasses, drink.
Yeah, he won't stop you. Because he's all about this stuff. So he just kind of like flicks you like a snap gun, you know?
Yeah, and then she's like playing, and then she'll stop, sing, go cheers, and then another drink, drumming again, and it's just a party.
He's trying to get people to do work, but also like keep it a little lighthearted, all right? Like because it's gonna be. I think if anybody, you don't have to make a roll or anything, but everybody looking at him could tell there's a little like doubt. I think especially Yad, you would notice that. He's got like some serious like doubts in the back of his head. He's almost like he's overcompensating, right?
Wait, who's overcompensating? Sorry, Yad.
Sardine. Which I mean he's always overcompensating.
My brother.
But now you can tell he's got like he's not exactly sure about how this next thing's gonna go, but he's got to keep up the appearance.
Well, my brother,
because if the leader's down.
Yep. He always tries to look so good and like always flirts with everybody, and it's always so sometimes annoying, but he gets the job done, and he's such a hero that it's like, okay, bro. But now I'm worried He's wearing.
Is he well established in Triton society, or is he?
Yes, we are like sent here to like check the stuff out to like see where we can maybe settle down and bring people into
Mhm.
safety. We're like maybe one of like the main like families who are like in a higher rank but not like quite there. So maybe he's like taking this like a good like test of like okay
Gotcha.
maybe
So
we can prove
you
ourselves.
probably aren't Triton nobility, but you've still risen up just through merit alone.
Yes.
You get stuff done. It's a little unorthodox, but you guys garner a lot of respect. So yeah, everybody also yada as you walk by. They're like, "Oh, it's good to see you." Oh, they're all like excited. But Sardine will approach Church. Church, what are you up to?
I am probably working on rebuilding chapel, thinking of a new name.
Gotcha. He walks up beside you, but like not like in front of you, but like he's standing next to you, looking at what you're working on, and like he gives some nods, like he knows what he's dealing with here. He really doesn't. And he's like, "Good work in that fight, Church. You did a lot. I've never seen someone like you do something as vicious on the battlefield as you were. It was a great inspiration to us all. Is there anything we can get for you?
Do you have metal?
He's like, we have the odd weapon here or there. I'm sure those gnolls had some metal tips on their spears. But
Any scrap would be appreciated.
He's like, anything, Church. Feel free to take anything from these houses you need. Anything that's part of them.
I have free reign to take what I wish.
If you're taking it from a person, ask first. But anything unoccupied, go for it, Church. You earned it.
They will have to leave their homes eventually.
He's like, we're shipping out in an hour. Is this whole? And he like, are you able to work on this on the boat, or do you need more time?
This is an ongoing project. Nothing I do here could be permanent.
It's very nihilistic of you. But just let me know. All right, just thought I'd check in.
You have been informed.
Yeah, and he like gives you like a pat. He gives you kind of a hard pat on the shoulder, like it's one that's supposed to push you forward a little bit.
Yeah.
But it clearly
Kink.
doesn't. The church, yeah, it's like a kick, and he's like, all right. And
Are we done? Good.
He's like, you're good. We'll let you know when we need you, Church.
Do that.
Oh my god.
So he continues to sort of move down the line. I think there's a bit of a crowd around. There are a lot of thanks and also a lot of like sort of like medics around, and like I think Oreo, you're kind of like on a stretcher almost, not like unconscious, almost more like a bed, not a stretcher.
Yep.
Where they're trying to patch you up a little bit.
Yep. That leg got a few chewing-ons and a stab here, but it's fine. Like I knew what I was doing. Of course I had a plan.
Yeah, he walks up to the edge of the bed and he just gives like a little clap, and everybody else starts to join in because they think it's going to be like a slow clap thing, but he stops it.
Okay, guys.
And he's like, Oreo, I don't know if you're a genius or an idiot, but it worked. All right. So, how are you feeling? Anything you need? Anything we can get for you?
Like nothing dislocated. Like usually, it's like not that I've ever been. Water sounds lovely, but overall, I'm just happy that we were able to help.
Like, we can get you more than water.
You can indulge that vice.
Well, if I can I do it now? I cannot do it now.
Well, you don't have anywhere now, but you can still do it. You can still. Yeah.
You can overindulge the vice.
You can overindulge your vice.
Would you do it? I don't know if I should roll just to.
It's up 100% up to you. You don't have to. There's no. I try, especially in this system, I try and keep rolls to a minimum. If
Gotcha.
that makes sense.
For now, I think she's still high on adrenaline. Like, only water's fine for now. Yes. But is
No.
Amari still here? I would like to talk to him.
You see him like he's like who?
Darker skinned male human, really nice hair.
Oh, I think he's making his way out. If you want, we can run somebody out to go catch him.
If that would not be the trouble, I just have some questions for him.
Yeah.
No, don't no.
He like he like pats somebody on the shoulder and he's like, Arya, go get him. You know, she gives a little salute and runs after.
Yep.
I don't agree with this.
Kristen's gonna sweat a little.
I'm gonna do a resist roll.
I'm gonna go
I'm
my
gonna be
goal,
upset.
okay? I'm gonna get information.
Yeah. So Amari will show up in a little bit.
Oh, he's actually coming.
Rio, kill him. Kill him now.
We'll see. Somebody will go talk to Amari. He
He
didn't make a big dramatic exit, so he might see this as like, I can make an even more dramatic exit.
There we go.
But yeah, he comes to somewhat distraught Polaris. Oh no, you're already playing your thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm playing
I
it,
forgot
but
about
I
that.
mean, I'll stop if someone wants to. If they come up with like the intent to talk to me, I'll be like, and then I'll start a Mary tune, but then I'll let the people take it off.
No, I got you. I just wanted a brief interaction with a lot of people. So
Yeah.
if you're happy with Polaris's, we can move
Yeah,
on. We
well,
can get Amari
Polaris is-
back in here.
Polaris is just doing her thing.
Pirate's life, it's life for me. And I like to sail on the bounding sea. Sorry. That's what we do. Sea shanty, I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's surprisingly upbeat. I mean, a lot of these people in their back of their heads may know they're going to go if they thought they were already going to die earlier today. Now they know they are going to die later when they reach home, but they'll die for a good cause is what they're kind of living off of. Tatsuo, what are you doing there?
I'm probably sticking near my brother, eating a little bit of food, obviously taking some drink, more than I should, but he made me come all the way out here, so here I am, and I get to be drunk.
Yeah, Captain Sardine approaches you, and he's like,
Sardine,
and he
hey!
goes to shake your hand. He's like,
There's that old hand. Put it in
Augusto
mine.
Sardine. I don't believe we've met, but
No, but
I'm grateful all the same.
your name here has come up a few times. You the guy in charge, yeah?
Yes.
That's
yes.
my brother.
Oh, yeah, Yad's brother there. Well, it's fine to meet you, sir. Good. I kind of look at the wrecked place that this is. Fine establishment that you have here. We are leaving, right?
Shortly, we'll be off to sea.
Perfect.
Back home. You
Perfect.
are welcome to join us. If not, you're welcome. To
Oh,
do
I
as
go
you
anywhere this sorry sod goes, and I just clink my glass to the side of Rio's head or something. And I just drink back and say, "You have more of this stuff, right?"
If there's one thing we have a surplus of,
Oh,
you can trust it's alcohol.
party boat it is.
He's like,
good.
although I do put a limit, no drinking within 24 hours of our arrival.
Oh,
That's
yeah, of
my
course.
One circumstance.
Are you guys opposed to fishing? Is that kind of a taboo, or?
He's like, he puts his hand up. He's like, we fish as well.
Okay, good. Just making sure I wasn't, eating any cousins or anything. So, all right.
So racist.
He does very much one of those. Just like,
Tatsuo's never met fish
like,
people
but
before.
he's not like. You can tell he's like he takes it on the shoulder. He's not like. He's like, I think you'll get along just well here.
Perfect. Good. I'm a
Walks away
fisherman by trade. So.
Goddamn humans and their goddamn bullshit.
And I think we see in the background. I think it's behind his back. But Rio, did you have something to say?
You're gonna hit me with that. Are you gonna share?
What? No, you got your own glass. All right, that fell over there.
Just grab the bottle. away from him.
Ah, hey! I'm still working on that.
Swig.
You got your
Oh,
germs
and I
on now.
think-
Gross.
Yeah, you see him go off,
Coronavirus.
and we got the shot from like behind the brothers. It's almost like a silhouetted with them both going back and forth as you both see
Yeah.
Amari re-enter town, led by one of the Triton guards, who seems to be taking him over to Oreo.
Mhm.
And sure enough, Amari strolls up. He sees you in the bed, Oreo. He's like, "Well, you sure put on a show there, didn't you?"
You know, I try to be an example of my dear friend, but I think I slightly messed up. But nobody died, and I didn't die.
Well, that's good. You can't be an example if you're dead, Oreo.
I know. I'll
Unless, like,
Could be a martyr, but
yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
wait.
unless,
I'm not here.
but like, it's a little overrated. All right.
Yeah, but at least I was.
It's like a Polaris voice from somewhere in the background.
Yeah.
Murder!
But yes, I'll be better. I learned my lesson, ish. We shall see what I'll do next time. But anyway,
You can tell while you're talking to him that he is constantly looking over at Polaris and then looking back and then looking at Rio and then looking at Polaris. And Polaris, you probably picked this up too. You're pretty quick on the draw
Hey,
here.
Yeah.
Amari, I have a question about Polaris. Actually,
I'm still in my drink, so
I'm gonna like.
I think it's
subtly try to
probably-
work my way out.
I'm catching up with Rio's catching up with Tatsuo, so it's probably
Yeah.
like, yeah.
If I notice them two talking together, then I'm gonna. Yeah, give me a break. Boy. I'll be back. Ha, ha, ha. What the fuck are they up to? And I'm gonna totally like.
Yeah,
Hi-ya! And
you can
patch
get
them.
over there whenever you want to appear. You can insert yourself.
Yeah.
But what were you
So-
saying, Rory?
Amari, so I've been watching Polaris as you told me, and I'm starting to see some weird stuff. And when you said she's not dead, she
Oh,
seems.
I'm weird. What's going on
I was
here?
gonna say Michaela's talking as fast as she can for
He's like, "Hey, Polaris, how are you doing? How are you
Not very
doing?
nice.
Sorry, I couldn't leave without seeing my good friend Oreo here. I'm sure you understand."
We go way back.
Yeah, he goes back with a lot of people. You know, everyone loves him and trusts him.
Look at his hair.
Explicitly.
Well,
whatever.
And he said, when you say that, he's like, "Well, I don't know about everybody." And he like just looks over at Rio and Tatsuo drinking it up. And
Yeah, I
he's like,
wouldn't go over there if I were you.
"Now we were
He's-
having a bit of a conversation over here, Polaris.
Yes, I
You
was.
can talk to me soon. I just gotta work some things out with your friend here, our friend."
The thing is, I heard my name, and
Oh, you saved me.
yes. So why can't I be here?
All
Because
right. Well, Oreo, what were you talking about then?
Yeah, Oreo. This would have never happened if you didn't say I noticed it. Because I noticed it, I got a button.
Yep. Yep.
Let's say, you know, some people have different versions of.
I noticed. Is that what you mean? Like different sides to our being?
You know, I've been. That's not. You know. Okay.
He's like,
Well,
"Why don't we just talk about this?" All right, and he like like a few of the other Tritons are like, "I don't know what's going on, but I'm leaving." They like walk away a little bit, and he's like, "We're all different in our own ways, although some of us got some similarities. All right, that's all we're saying." So, what are you talking about, Oreo?
this is pretty much what Oreo would be doing right now, just like. Okay.
Gears are turning. Smoke,
Yeah.
smoke, smoke, smoke. Like
It's just surprising that she looks like somebody so similar to the brothers that they know. They looked always so shocked when they see you, and
Well,
the movement
I've
just
lots of people. I feel like you look like a bunch of other people that I've noticed. I just, coincidences all around. All
this
around.
towering Goliath. Yes, very common.
I'm so common here,
It's
Polaris.
so surprising.
You're on like
Hair.
two beds pushed together, pretty much.
I could go
Like, it's
dye
not
my
even-
hair. It's fine. I can dye my hair. I'll get a haircut. Is that what you want? Is everyone just yeah?
I
Mhm.
just
Polaris, don't be like that. Come on, nobody likes somebody
I
who's
just-
making a big deal out of nothing.
I'm usually really honest with you, and you know I think everything about me, and I feel like you're not telling me everything, and I don't know how to get through to you.
Uh,
I need to know why I'm protecting you because you're my friend, but you're lying to me.
what am I lying to you about?
Yeah, Polaris, what are you?
God
lying
damn
about?
it! Stop it, Amari.
I will not tell anybody, Polaris. I just need to know.
Sometimes mistakes happen. Sometimes stuff doesn't go the way you planned. So what's the issue? It's not like I've ever tried to hurt you or anything.
No.
Yeah. So I thought I've been helpful. I've been doing my best to make you happy. Like I don't understand what all of this is. And what do my looks have to do with anything? I'm more than a pretty face.
I know you are.
Especially this face.
And Amari's like, oh yeah, you're more than one pretty face. That's for sure.
Shut the what?
He's like, you always wear your hair like that? I swear I've seen you somewhere else.
Yep.
Some of us just have a plain Jane looking face sometimes. You want a drink? I needed that.
I feel like I might actually need one day.
Okay, look, I will talk to you, not you. You can go. You. Sorry, it's hard to. I'm pointing at you. Your face in my eye sign.
No, I got
Thomas,
you. I understand. He's
Well,
like,
Role play pointing.
all right, well, Oreo, anything else you need from me? But obviously, I'm not liked here very much.
I'm so sorry. They just don't understand your being. It's pretty great.
Yeah, when we're talking about secrets, he's got all of them.
We know he is sneaky, and he is honest with it.
He's like, all right, I'll leave.
But Amari,
I'll leave you with
stay
one little nugget though, Oreo.
safe. Okay.
Just remember, Oreo. What I kill stays dead. All right. And he walks out.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Hi, Amari. Stay safe.
Yeah, he's like, say hi if you're in town.
Bye, Amari.
Um,
Not seen for a while.
as Amari gets within
Josh has it. And he leaves.
as Amari gets about
Yeah. Yeah, Josh. The letter I burned has that.
You are evil. You're an evil person. You're so evil. Oh.
I don't know if Josh has got it yet, but I'm not gonna ask him because then
Exactly. We're not gonna.
So
I have a couple theories.
That's good. I like to leave it at a couple theories. You don't
One
want
very
too
strong
many
one.
theories.
One very strong one.
But yeah. So you guys don't hear any of this. You guys are off
Bye.
drinking.
Bye,
The
Amari.
boys are-
Bye.
Yeah. Amari's like, see ya, whoever that you are. And he just walks off.
Because
And he's laughing at his own jokes as he's leaving. A little bit.
When
He's got
I
a little
feel-
chuckle.
When I feel that Amari's far enough away, I'm like, I grab Oreo, like it's by whatever I can grab. Scruff or something, and I like try to tear her down to me, but obviously it doesn't work.
I
So
feel
like,
like I can up my like pull slide. Do you need me to come closer?
look, yes,
Okay.
look,
Okay.
you.
Yes.
If you have a thing you want to talk to me about, you don't go talk to crazy over there, okay? He's killed so many people, okay?
But I. Oh,
So have all of you.
yeah.
Shut up! I have not killed any.
Well, that's because you're really bad at D&D.
It's 'cause
Oh,
everyone kills,
wow.
everyone kills for me, but I have yet to partake in a death.
Okay.
Oh, so noble.
So noble.
So Polaris, if we're okay, so then tell me, are you really Are you also
Fucking god damn it. Why is this always confession? Like every other thing.
Well,
it's like confession.
You know, I almost died, and I was thinking about some stuff I wanted to talk about, like before I die. And if I don't, I'm not dying, but I was dying, and then you brought me back to life, and I'm grateful.
Okay. I'll be honest.
So right as you say, I'll be honest,
Oh no.
Captain Sardine walks up and he's like, "Are we all good to go? We all good?
I'm patched up.
All right, everybody on the boat. We're heading out."
We'll talk
Save.
about this later.
Not on that boat. We are not.
I will find you when we're alone.
Oh, why do you make it sound like you're threatening my life?
I will never.
Mm-hmm.
Polaris.
The captain's just like, "All right, some people are weird," and and you see, he'll round everybody up.
They openly bicker in front of him. It's awesome.
He's not a judgy guy.
You know, Mikhail's laughing. I'm sorry.
Sure, people don't need to rest anymore. Relax.
Rest on the boat. It'll be a few days.
God damn it. Okay. We're gonna die on this boat.
Never
I'm
been on a
gonna see
boat
land
before,
again.
guys. This is gonna be exciting. We might die, but it's okay. We're all together on this ship.
So,
I mean,
is there anything else we need to have happen before land? Before you get on the boat? Not including Kristen, because Kristen's... I just wanted to jump in there just to stop it. Ed. Make Ed.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. My mic is working. Tatsuo sends a missive out to Amari. I gotta talk to him too, bring him back. But I wait until he's about a mile away. Then I send somebody out to get him. To my other character, Church will do the same thing. Once he leaves, I'll wait.
Rio waits for him to come back the last time, and
The
he
last
stabs him
time.
while he's
I want to
talking.
see how many
He's just like, and
times.
then he's like, "Am I just in the party now? Like, what's
So
going on?"
I want to see how far, like how many times he can get a mile away and come back.
Thank you.
No, I
But
don't
do you
know.
send somebody out? Because I'll just tell you. If he'll ask who sent him out. If they're like Tatsuo said, you just be like, "Nah."
No, yeah. That would be how that would
Keep
go.
walking.
He'll be like, "That's a trap. I'm not." If it was Tatsuo or Rio, he's like, "Nope."
The missive's just like, what about Church, Polaris, Rio? I mean, there's a lot of people who want to see you back at this camp.
He's like, "All right, well, that was your 2
Sardine.
o'clock. You have a 3 o'clock with there. That works."
He always has to
feel
be
bad.
within a vicinity of our party.
Not taking any
No.
new patients at this time.
He's a bit swamped. He's got another party to play somewhat guardian angel with.
Yeah, he does.
So if we're good, I think so. This is like a mass. Like, this isn't just like, oh, it's like a big boat. This is like a cargo, like massive hull
Ooh.
filled. But like it isn't like filled with cargo, right? It's filled with what you're gonna need to get
So
there,
like a
and like
carrack?
some return stuff.
mhm.
Yes.
like a huge carrack. It's got
So
like
there's a
2 or
lot of
3
empty
masts on it.
space in
Yeah.
this boat to fit everybody in. Obviously, they're planning on having more people coming back. Now, Tritons can swim. They don't need to take a boat. The idea is you get the wounded on the boat
Yep.
and boat them over. It's also going to be the fastest way to get back there.
Mhm.
So, you guys got a couple days to do what you got to do. Ed, Church can definitely finish chapel in this
Okay.
time. I'm not going to make you do any
Sick.
rolls.
His name is
Yeah.
Temple.
Temple,
Hey,
Oh.
that's cool.
followed up by synagogue and mosque.
Please write those down.
Yeah.
Those will be
Mosque, yeah.
next names. Yeah, synagogue and mosque.
So, you're all on the boat. Are there any boat scenes we need? There's still a lot of partying. I think a lot of the Tritons will try and they're a very sociable bunch, surprisingly. They're all very, you might have noticed if you traveled with Yod, Yod's very curious. All of these Tritons are actually kind of some degree of curious. I think they might have sent them specifically to be like the exploration group. There's probably a certain bit of like natural wonder,
Curiosity.
yeah, around. Does anybody want a scene in the meantime, or do you want me to start assigning scenes?
Well, I'll totally be like, there will be multiple scenes of me just playing and getting up stuff going with them, because this is totally my shit. A bunch of social people all on a boat. Let's fucking party.
Yeah, they love
All
stories.
day.
I think they go especially.
Right
I think there's a
now,
lot of
adult-
times where
adult
Oreo,
trips
where
and
you
shit.
approach Polaris to confront Polaris about the stuff, but then like another entourage of like Tritons arrive, and like Yad shows up and is just like talking over you, and oh, I can't hear you. Oh, we got a fucking tech support over here.
Kayla's computer shut down, so she can't hear you. But don't worry, I'll relate everything.
I'll be back.
All right, all right.
Rip.
So Michaela is awful, just
Yes.
the worst.
Yes, she is the worst.
Mm-hmm. And
I love the way she...
so meantime, with the with church, I think we've had a lot of positive scenes. Church, you're hard at work on temple, right? You're probably just kind of putting together the final pieces. Is there anything different from temple than the other ones, than chapel? I mean,
Chapel, I
music switch.
think.
Oof.
Chapel, I think, was a. Wait a minute, music change. Okay, let me turn off my ambience that I had going because it was playing the
It
same.
switched to
like-
something really like someone just died.
it's this somber song, something a little, because the other was like party celebration. A little
Yeah.
Ah.
Church is very. He doesn't understand that. He just needs to fix his machine. No, I think a difference between temple and chapel would be that the way chapel was designed was to be a part of my arm. Temple, I think, is a separate entity entirely, not something that can attach to me. I think that I don't have the time or the room or the equipment to create something as complex as chapel, but I can still make something as powerful as him through temple. And I do think that every time I complete a creation or enchant an item or do anything like that, a different rune appears on the surface, and I have no control over the rune. And I think the way that chapel sees this is it's kind of like the thing's soul. So it's not really a machine to him. It gets to choose its own rune and its own kind of name. So I think like a rune for like fortress or temple would appear for this one. And I think physically, chapel was very slender, and I think temple is very very boxy, very broad.
Crude.
Yeah.
gotcha. Is it still attached to your arm, or does it?
No, temple will not be attached to me.
Gotcha.
I would need more time, I think, to create something more complex like that, but I can still make something as powerful. So, I think it has to be separate from me in with my current tool set. But yeah, I think I would see the rune or whatever point that I finish temple, if it's now or whenever, the rune would etch itself on without any of my doing.
So I think especially in like the big cargo hold of this ship, they've installed a bunch of like curtains almost. So a lot of people have like almost their own room. Obviously, it's just like a thin little like kelp curtain thing. But you're working away, and you start to get the sense of that feeling again in the back of your head. That that is coming.
Time for a swim.
A little broadcast is starting to reach in the back of your head. What do you do to prepare yourself for this? I think that this has probably come up a couple times off camera, that we see Church is a little more now prepared for this than he was previously.
I think the color, his normal vibrant blue that comes out of the sort of cracks of his armor and his eyes, changes to a cautious yellow as he sits up, pauses his work in front of him, and just sort of stares off into the distance, sort of, preparing himself for whatever is coming. He's attentive to it.
Gotcha. So church, you feel this. It starts in the back, like right back in the back of your head, and sort of moves along through your body, where you just get the urge, and almost like almost, I don't know. Church might not understand the feeling, but to us it'd be like a hunger. Like you have like you just really like I just really need this kind of food right now. I really like you just get this strong desire to just get up and go back to that mountain in Bastion. And you will do that. Would you like to resist
Yeah.
doing that?
Don't
All
drink
right.
water.
Give me a spirit roll with +1 die, because this is something you're experienced with.
Okay. So how many dice do I have?
So, what is your spirit attribute?
1.
All right. So you'll roll with 2 dice. If you'd like to accept a devil's bargain, you can get a third one. And so this is a resistance roll, which means you take a number of wear equal to 6 minus whatever you roll.
Okay.
So if you roll a 6, you don't take any.
What's the devil's bargain? Do I get to know what it is?
Yes, you get to know. We can negotiate. This is also something where if somebody else has an idea for a devil's bargain or for a consequence, throw it out
Ooh,
there.
That's dirty.
Just because, let's be honest, 5 people can come up with better ideas than 1 person, no matter who it is.
Excuse me?
Except for you, Josh, you come up with better ideas than all.
Fucking right.
I think the devil's bargain is, in order to like shut this down and to resist, or at least to stop the takeover as it is, it will learn your whatever is calling you will learn your position. Will learn where you are. We get like a GPS ping.
Yeah, I think Church willingly is okay with that.
All right. I mean, you're moving around. You're on though.
Yeah.
Give me so roll 3d6 and you take the highest. So 4. So you take 2 wear, and as always with resistance rolls, there is no like you have to roll high enough to resist. It just happens. When you take the roll, you resist the consequence.
Now, how does he regenerate wear? Is that the same
That's
as like
how
healing?
you indulge your vice. Indulging your vice and healing are both downtime actions traditionally. If it works out narratively, that maybe you can do it without.
Oh, that's great, because mine is obligation.
Oh no.
So, yes, church. You get this urge, and I'll give you the chance to send a message of your own here to this whatever. I think it's the same signal. You recognize the pattern. You recognize, like, I think you can almost like see the wavelengths at this point. You're so familiar with the vibrations it sends. But everybody else, you'd have no idea this is going on. But this is like seeing radio waves in a way.
Yeah, he'll send a message.
Mm-hmm.
You are a curiosity to me, but you must have patience. You will find my will is strong. I will resist you until I deem it fit to meet you head on, and I will. But now my obligations are placed elsewhere, so practice patience.
Yeah, I think you get back just a short message that just reads out in your head.
LOL.
We shall see.
We shall see, yeah.
LOL. Lol, 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 lol.
As you resist this urge, and you maybe learn to communicate back through this, you've made some progress.
Yeah.
But I think, as always, this happens. You've also deduced, for the most part, on average, this usually always happens at night.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting.
which a lot of the Tritons are passed out. A lot of them are exhausted.
I don't
Um,
sleep.
You don't sleep, so you're hard at work. What about everybody else? It's
I feel like I feel like I'm sleeping.
Oh, Tatsuo.
do you have your own place or
I would like to have a little more privacy, especially.
what I'm asking is, does Oreo recognize Polaris's privacy?
Usually we bunk together, but now I feel like it's awkward. So Oreo would probably like, I can like go on deck. I'll be by
'Cause-
myself. Okay.
Because Oreo, how has this been for you? You were about to get something big.
Yep. Slightly like. I think this is the time when she would be like, maybe when everybody's sleeping, she would be on deck, and that's when she would finally like take a little swig of like something, because she like she's being lied to and she hasn't had it in a while, and she just needs to feel some relief because she feels like there's something there that she needs to know and she cannot figure it out. And
All right.
Yep.
So, Michaela, I'm going to ask you to indulge your vice.
okay,
Roll your lowest attribute.
Wit.
sure.
She has nothing in wit.
So what do I then do?
2d6, and we're gonna take the lowest.
Pick
Gotcha.
the lowest.
So
Now, you don't have any wear. If you ever, here's an important thing with the rule wise.
Mhm.
Those were still good rolls.
Mhm.
However, so the way overindulging in your vice works is
Yep.
so you indulge your vice to reduce your wear, right?
Yes.
If you indulge your vice more than you have wear, so if you were to go into the negatives, say you had one wear and you reduced it to -1,
Mhm.
you overindulge.
Okay.
You get too drunk. This is when you pass out on the bathroom floor.
Oh god.
God damn it!
Your vice.
Mhm.
Oreo, I think you start, right? And now you can resist this for wear if you want for these consequences.
This for where?
There are two consequences to you overindulging here, which sounds like bullshit because I forced you to, but
It's fine.
quitting,
I mean,
being an
narratively,
alcoholic
she
and
could.
quitting.
Narratively, it makes sense. That's why,
Yeah,
because
'cause it starts with just like I just need like one. I just need a drink.
yeah.
Maybe there's somebody else up who like offers to like,
Mhm.
hey, you want to have a, they like
Yep.
feed into it. One
Mhm.
is you're about to go wake up Polaris and confront her.
No, I cannot do it.
The other is you're gonna be like sloppy drunk confronting Polaris.
No, I cannot be sloppy.
So if you want, so the way resisting multiple consequences goes is you have to resist them one at a time.
Okay.
So the way this will work is there's sloppy drunk confrontation. If you resist that, we just get you confront, and then if you resist that, none of that happens.
So you gotta do one.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So do you want to? You don't have to decide all ahead of time. You can be like, I want to resist one, and then if you roll really bad and you suffer
Yeah.
a lot of wear, you can be like, I'm good.
Um,
I'll just confront her kind of drunk.
I just don't want to be sloppy. I want to be like, I know what I'm talking about, but I might be
Alright.
braver with what I'm saying right now.
What attribute do you think makes sense for this? Is this grit? Is this like holding your liquor? Is this spirit? I think either would work.
Yeah. Well, just a sheer will, just trying to. I don't know,
Which is spirit.
yeah.
Persevere.
Yes.
So this, instead of the actions for resisting, we do the attributes. So we get
Gotcha.
big
Okay,
ones
okay.
for resistance. And, yeah.
So I would just use spirit, which is 3. So
Out the negative, so 3, and then you take the highest.
You want a devil's bargain?
No.
The devil's bargain would be somebody gets to overhear.
Ooh, I like that.
No! Do not do that!
No. Okay. No. Okay. Right now. No.
Oh,
Don't let
shit.
Kristen bully you.
She's right here, guys. I live in their house. I have no choice. Help me. No, but no. Overall, we use a
Do you have a typing rule for like these 3D?
No, I don't actually. That's why I always click that thing. You just press. right here.
Oh,
yeah?
I didn't see it
Okay.
on the screen.
I'll roll the 3d6s. Yes.
Type roll. So,
So probability-wise, the difference between 0 dice and 1 dice is astronomically better for 1.
I mean, sorry, space.
Moving from 1 to 2, also very great. You start getting diminishing returns after that.
Gotcha.
Especially
So
once
you
you
at
start
least
rolling-
want to. You don't ever want to give in if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
You said
Okay.
plus? Nope.
Well, for
Space.
resistance is different. So if some consequences you can do, it's fine. But as far as rolling for your actions, since the success is a 4 or higher, if you're rolling 1 die versus
Well, the
2
odds
die,
up to 4.
That's-
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the odds to get 4
Way
start
better.
getting really good once you start getting.
Straight down the hole.
I mean, we talk about odds, but you don't roll enough for the law of averages to really take effect.
Wait, so
So you take
Oh.
4. So you take the highest number, which is 2, and you take 4 wear for that.
Okay.
But so you're not sloppy talk. Now, do you want to resist confronting Polaris at all?
How much wear do you get?
10.
6 minus your roll,
You know what?
Oh, good.
But in total, you can up to 10, right?
up to 10. It's worth noting if you go to like 15, it still resets to 0. Once you max out your wear, it resets to 0.
You know what? I'll still try to push it. She's been doing so well, and now she feels slightly embarrassed that she is coming to drinking again.
Yeah, like it's like you stand up. There's a moment where you're like, you know what? I need to go talk to her, and you stand up, and that's when you feel the alcohol, and yeah,
Oh.
and maybe that's what gives you the pause to be like,
Mhm.
maybe I need to take a second.
Yep.
Yes.
Do I roll again?
Yep, same roll. Do you want a devil's bargain?
Nah.
Gotta get that slash. Slash.
Okay.
No,
If I-
just roll. Just roll. Not
Roll.
rolling.
Okay. Roll.
Space.
Uh-huh.
You can just do R too. You can just do /R.
Oh,
Space.
sweet.
/R space
3d6.
3d6.
So
5. So you only take 1.
So the 3 is how many dice you're rolling, and then the thing after the D is how many sides.
If you guys want, I can throw together a macro that you can just click, and I'll just tell you how many dice do you want to roll, and you can just put in how many.
That would
Then
be
you just
lovely.
hit go, and it does it.
But yes, okay, I added
That
that. And I will not confront Polaris.
Yes, yeah, you resist it. You don't have to confront her.
I'll
Oh,
sit
you
down
took
like,
a lot
oh,
of wear for that too, didn't you?
5
I-
wear.
You know, I have 5 more.
Halfway there. Halfway there.
As I said, if it gets worse, that's when she's gonna be like, eh. Okay, we shall see. No, she will sit down. Back as she stood up, she felt like slightly wobbly. She's like, oh no, let me just sit and just try to breathe some fresh air.
Then Polaris comes out to you.
I'm kidding. She like.
And all that was for nothing.
By the way, how late are we going? Is 10 still our cutoff?
It's
I
up to
am
you guys.
Great.
I have literally
Nothing
nothing to
to
do
do.
tomorrow.
I get up an hour and a half later than usual now because I don't have to commute. But,
I'll have to be done by 11 though. That's me.
Okay.
That's my cutoff.
We can hard cut at 11.
we
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
yeah, we'll go a little later.
Sure.
So, for the rest of this bout, so yeah, do you just stay up until you're sober?
Yeah,
It's already kind of late, but how do you resist this? Do you?
I think I will just like go where they showed us the supplies, and I'll just like maybe find somebody with water. Like, hey, can I ask for some water, please? And I'll just try to like drink a
Yeah.
lot and just like stay up.
And they're a little confused because there's like water all around here, right? Tritons don't really have to drink; they can just breathe through the water, and they're good.
Yeah.
They're just like salt water is fine for us.
Like salt really like hurts the bodies of us. Let's not talk about this maybe in the morning, but
Yeah, they take your word for it. They're like, sounds legit.
Okay. So yes, I think lots of water and just like reflecting like stupid. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
Maybe.
you'll be waking up late tomorrow.
Yep.
So I think we can all do. I'll give everybody like one downtime action. Also, feel free to implement any scenes or anything you want. We don't need more almost rather creepy homoerotic Sardine and Rio scenes, since we all know how that went.
always ship it.
Amazingly,
There's a ship is now sailing with both of them right now, so I took it as
we're
a win.
technically being shipped right now.
I know.
I mean, Sardine got the message and he's kind of moved on.
No,
When he sees you and
no.
talks to you,
There was never a thing. There was no moving on because there was never anything.
You threw it out there.
Mhm.
He realized you're not interested. Maybe that's just not what you're into, and he's just is like, all right, keep on keeping on. And,
No.
Michaela will always.
no. He's like, he doesn't talk to you. He doesn't talk to you in that way. He's not upset with you.
It's just
He's
Michaela.
like-
Michaela will ship anything that's slightly like, oh, I see chemistry. Yes, give me more.
No.
I think he has like a friendship bond.
Mm. Yes.
He's more just like a friend.
And he's happy to be that.
Yeah, and he's
not
happy.
longing for anything else.
I think you already see
Only
him with
Michaela
somebody
is longing
else.
for anything else.
I think you already see him with someone else
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff, and you think you've kind of put together. He's just kind of a massive flirt.
Well,
Yeah.
good for him, because I
Yeah.
didn't even care.
Aw, thank you.
So Brandon just fed us cheesecake, but he was very specific to give me this mug.
Did you call him daddy?
The mug
If you
of
can see
shame.
it, we call it the mug of deceit because
Oh,
this
see.
is from his ex-girlfriend. And
And
when I was going through the attic one day, because I was like going through the attic to get rid of a bunch of shit before we moved, and I found it. And so when he got home, I was like drinking. I like cleaned it up and drank out of it. And he was like, what's that? And I found so many love letters from his past girlfriends too. So I have to read all of them out loud to him as I'm drinking the mug of deceit. So now it is just a power move whenever we give this. So he wants to make sure he is pointing out to us that he is the better person.
That's why you don't hang on to that shit. I've thrown all away.
Holy
No,
God.
this will never. This is gonna follow him for the rest of his life because it's beautiful. We got some really awful photos on this. Oh my god, he looked so stupid as a kid.
Oh my God.
I love drinking from that thing. It's great.
I'm so happy I do not have something like that exists in my life. I don't want
Me
a
too.
mug of past
Me too,
relationships.
actually.
I'm surprised when you're just not looking one day, he just doesn't like chuck that thing out into the wilderness behind you.
Mine would be gone.
It will come back like a haunted item.
I know.
She's
I would-
like
I would
glued it
find
together.
I know. I would piece by piece.
I got it.
I hope Brandon owns it. He's like, oh, I miss her.
I found a photo, so I don't keep any of the paper love letters, but I found a photo album of like an I love you photo album that I still keep in the back, so I can
That's
pull it out
rough.
and read it to him.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I didn't think he'd keep all that stuff.
Oh, he was a fucking hoarder as a kid.
Oh, that'll do it.
Sorry, I'm stealing your cheesecake.
He got so mad at me because he had a whole book. He has a bookshelf. We have a bookshelf here. It was filled with alcohol, empty alcohol bottles.
Oh, that's the most like
The alcohol.
Classic.
young adult guy thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Mine was
And
Coke cans.
he and I got in a sincere fight because I wanted to get rid of a bunch of them to put actual stuff up, like photos and things like that. And he was so mad I was throwing out alcohol bottles. And I was like, you don't need 7 bottles of Jack. Empty bottles of fucking Jack. Like, what's the point?
Memories.
That was the exact thing! Memories!
That one was from when I got really drunk, and that one was also from when I got really drunk.
And why do you want to put up photos, Kristen?
Exactly. I want to put up photos.
Memories.
Memories. Yeah, exactly. But when
So
the
your
door
memories are more
involved
important than
being
his
blackout.
memories. All right.
So yeah, and then he told me specifically, why am I trying to destroy everything in his life?
That's a good question. Honestly, I've been meaning to ask you that.
This is great. I love D&D.
Oh yeah, this is all acting. This isn't real.
This
Yeah,
is
none of
all
this is
part of
real.
the characters. Polaris
Yeah, this is all
background.
part of the
Props.
backstory. But yeah, I think we can go ahead. Everybody can just get some time, we'll do some like preemptive downtime. You guys got a little bit. Downtime doesn't have to be like you spend weeks jacking it in the fucking bedroom.
Oh yeah, is that train? Would I get one
That's
XP
training.
from
That's
that?
training. You get XP.
Nice.
So I'll give everybody like a downtime action for just this brief couple days as you guys are going around. All your options are acquire an asset,
Mm-hmm.
which is sort of like, that's if you were like, oh, we need to get this thing to do this other thing. That's like a temporary use of something.
Okay.
You can indulge your vice, which is to remove wear. You can recover, which is to advance your harm clock. Now, the important thing to know with the harm clock is everything goes down a level when you fill it. That doesn't mean you can't recover while you're still healthy, because
So you
then
wanna do
when
it
so
in
then you
advance
can,
if
you can
possible?
essentially preemptively do it,
Okay.
provided you don't fill it. If you fill it, then you're fucked.
Makes sense.
You can train, which would be you just mark 1 XP, or you can work on a long-term project. Long-term projects are pretty flexible on what they want to be. There'll be a clock of their own. That'd be like if you're going to craft something, it's going to be like a long-term project usually. If you want sort of like research something for a long-term project. Or if you have other clocks go up there that you wanna get some advancement on, you can do those. But yeah, so who has an idea first? And we'll just kind of go clockwise from my point of view from them.
Would Temple be a work on a long-term project?
He's
or
a
can that
freebie.
be- He's a freebie.
He's a freebie. You're starting with
Nice.
Temple. Because part
Uh,
of blacksmith is you have a special formula by default, which is going to be for you is creating temple and those other things. And I'm willing to let you
Sick.
start
Okay.
with it.
Perfect.
So also another long-term project would be discovering a new formula, or if there's something else you wanted to create, that
I
would
like
be
that.
a long-term project. So one part would be learning how to do it, and then the other part would be making it.
Church is just going to train. He's going to train his mind to resist those pulls. He'll take an XP on an attribute XP track. What's that mean?
Oh, I gotta update this. There are no attribute XP tracks
Okay,
anymore.
so
It's
just
all one
regular
track.
XP. Boom, 1 XP.
All XP goes on one.
1. Got it. That is what he is doing. His lights are changing colors as he sifts through his mind to
Does
protect
he leave his little
his little cove.
his little cove much?
No,
Keep to himself. I got
he
you.
stays down below. There's only he's he's robotic in his reasoning. He will only go up if he needs to. And he doesn't need to. He doesn't
Every now
need
and then.
sun or air or.
Every now and then somebody will like check on him. They won't like walk in. They'll like knock something nearby or like rustle the curtain a little bit and be like, "Hey, church,
What do you want?
I just want what you want. Anything you need? Anything we can do for you? You alright?"
you can leave.
All right. And I think like it starts off like a little bit, like every now and then somebody does it, but then like I think especially the last day of your trek, like they just nobody checks on you. They
Which
just-
is
they-
preferable for church.
Yeah, they very quickly learn. Like, all right, yeah. Just leave
He's
it.
not me. He doesn't understand the concept of rudeness either. He's just like, I need nothing. Leave me alone.
Yeah, and I think you, especially with these trades, you find you really, if you wanted to offend them, you like have to try to offend.
Yeah.
They're very much just like they take things at face value, and they're just like, all right,
Uh,
sounds good.
I don't think he ever would, but that's interesting to know.
Everything's so well.
Gotcha.
Or that's what he's
read
doing.
it.
From the list, I think train would make the most sense at this point anyway.
Do you want to spar with Oreo? I can punch you really hard.
I don't think I'd ever spar with Oreo after that. That's
I mean, he's only seen her throw herself over a wall and do a bunch of arrows, so.
Ah,
You saw Oreo kill that dude, that Cornelius guy.
Just broke his neck.
One punch.
Did a
and
twist.
she said she was
Oh,
going easy on
oh,
him.
I forgot about that shit. Oh my
Cornelius
god!
was killed with one
Good.
punch.
Just stone cold kill this kid. Yeah. Oh shit.
It's eaten
No,
by a
I
wolf.
think
Oh yeah, Josh, you didn't see. The other party came across a pack of gnolls that were eating his dead body.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's rough.
And he was still alive.
Oh yes, he was. He was Tom was doing like an impression of him still like asking for help. It was great.
No way.
Yeah, cannon. He
Only because I knew he wouldn't live.
Disgusting.
He was functionally dead.
So he's still out there somewhere. He doesn't have any
He doesn't have legs.
No legs, his head's twisted
He's a
around.
quadruple amputee.
Ah!
Just rolling like a pickle on the hill.
Please have him be a recurring villain.
I don't think he's capable of being a recruiter. I really like just the like, and he's dead. All right, move on. Like, just
I need him back. All right.
Anyway, I think finding a spot on the top deck, maybe like going all the way up to the crow's nest on one of the masts of the ship, and just sure, no.
I'm just
I think it's-
imagining like sunset. You have the blade. You're doing like positions.
Not
moves.
tonight.
Aw,
Not tonight.
dang it.
No, tonight I think he would have his he would have the sword with his father's scabbard on it.
Mhm.
And
which we
probably
forgot about
be-
in that last fight. We forgot about. your
Yeah,
magic item.
didn't quite get to use that because it would have been awesome to teleport up and finish that dude. Anyway, yeah.
But you're so awesome. You had the awesome roll that you got.
I did have an awesome roll anyway,
Yeah.
so it's
Awesome.
awesome. But I think meditating up in the crow's nest, probably alone, nice, like the smell of the ocean, probably the wind rolling by and stuff would be
All right. Yeah.
easy to meditate to, away from everything.
Your
We
sword.
got our non-social NPCs.
Your sword is enchanted by me. It's imbued with fire. Tier 0. Whatever tier I'm at.
You just see it go on
want-
fire.
I'm just like,
I did in canon, so
That is true. He did imbue it before we left Bastion, so.
Yeah.
Then that is true. Give me a weave roll. So this is when you push yourself. Now you don't have the wear because this is like a long time ago.
yeah.
But go ahead, give me a weave roll. Now it's important part as part of this enchanting thing. It says when you push yourself, so you also get the innate +1 for pushing yourself.
All right, cool. So then it's 1 and 1, so I get 2. It's 2d6.
Yep. 2d6. A 4. All right. What kind of enchantment did you want to make on this? Is this just?
It was to make it sharper.
All right.
But
So I
it's-
think it's a tier higher. This is a tier 3 sword instead of tier 2 now.
Sick. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
And as we'll grandfather it in, that it'll kind of last that way until church does other stuff.
That's other
There's other
stuff.
stuff. Okay. Cool.
So
that,
so we
that
got
would be most of like I think probably going to bed late kind of thing because it would be night and it would be quieter.
yeah.
So late to bed one night and I would be up
It's
there.
very similar like church. You kind of get people bugging you a lot at first, and then
Yeah.
they quickly learn like, hey, just leave him alone. All right, he'll approach you if he wants to talk. You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, we'll go talk to God and Oreo then.
Still got the walls up. So
You'll never shut up. Yes.
Polaris, what do you want to do?
I am going to do. I think the action is acquire an asset, but I want to acquire like a friend, at least one person who I know will be helpful to specifically anything I need.
Yeah.
During this, but I'm also going to be doing restful respite.
All right. So, let's do yeah, because restful respite isn't a downtime action. It's just something you get every downtime.
Yeah.
So what let's
I feel
talk
like it
about
also-
explain it to the group. Let's
Yeah.
let's talk.
So during a downtime, I can choose one teammate to tell a story of their past or about their hopes for their future. If they do, everyone removes one where. Question: do NPCs count as teammates?
That's up to you guys. You guys cool with it?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because I would. Part of me wants selfishly my asset to be Sardine, so I'm gonna be asking him about his past.
You just see out in the background. I'm watching you.
Like you're as curious about us, but we'd like to be curious about
Yeah.
you. Tell me
Make
your story.
give me like a convince roll. Now there's no consequences. So when I say something is a fortune roll, it means there's no consequence for failure.
I like those.
All that matters is the higher the better. So go
We
ahead and
all
make a
like
fortune
those.
convince roll for me. to acquire your asset.
Oh, sorry, I got
Most
wrong
also
button.
all downtime actions are fortune rolls in general.
Hmm.
Like if you're acquiring a long-term project, a lot of time, or if you're working on a long-term project, a lot of those will be like a 4. The number you get a 6.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, Amari or not Amari. Well, we already got Amari.
Wait, where is
What?
he? Where is he?
It's-
Prove that. Ah, no,
Augusto,
definitely not.
Augusto Sardine will be there when you need him. So you ask him to tell a story of his past. What would you like? What prompt? Like if I was writing an essay, what would the question be?
So we're going back to your home. What was it like to leave it?
And he's very dramatic in his story.
Oh, I'm gonna play music too. And whatever his tone indicates, I'm gonna be like.
Yeah, because I think this is a huge, like, everybody's sort of like sitting around. Like, I think this is a normal thing where everybody goes up on the deck, maybe around sunset.
Really social stories talk.
I got a mandolin and I'm gently strumming it, but as he gets like dark and deep, I like make it faster. The chords get darker, and then when he lightens, it's a traveling.
Yeah, there's a very when you bring it
Right.
up, there is a murmur in the crowd of everybody like, oh man, oh. And he looks. Here we can get his. Is his picture up on this one? His picture's not up on this one. I can grab it. I forgot. I gotta move him. I gotta move him over to the help the ally section because he is more than just a friend. Did he say you're just?
Why can't we be friends?
There he is. So he's very.
Got what I need.
He's very dramatic, and
He's
he's
just a
he's like, I never wanted to leave, Waldrun, but here we are, and we knew this threat was knocking on our door. These beasts from the trench don't know where they're from, don't know what they want. I wanted to stay, fight that threat. But the king asked me to leave, to find a new home for our people. And I do what the king says. He's a good man. I hope to return with better news than it sounds like what we're returning to. I think now he sort of goes back into like captain mode, where he starts sort of talking more to the crowd. And he's like, if the reports are true, we're not walking in on a pretty sight. There'll be beasts in the street, beasts breaking our dome into our land. But we will fight back every one of them. We will take back what is ours. While our home may be lost, our spirit never will be. We'll rescue every single person we can, nobility or not. Doesn't matter. And I think everybody like raises their drink as he sort of like starts a bit more of like it was somber, and now he's trying to rile everybody back up. And he works the crowd pretty well overall.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think especially one thing you especially learn from this is everybody has full faith in Sardine here. Maybe it might, from the places you've been, it's kind of rare to find that in somebody. I think the places you found that are cults. But this place, I mean, they're not a cult. It's almost like they revere him with that much.
That's what
We're
a cult would
happy
say.
fish folks.
Yes.
We don't fishy way.
Yeah. As you also acquire your asset, Sardine will help you. So acquire an asset is a temporary thing. It's not like a permanent thing, but you can call on him if you need him.
I need him to just defend me. If I'm about to take a blow, he needs to take it for me.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Kill my brother and you die.
I'm not gonna kill him. He's going to
I
be
know.
protecting.
I don't
and
know if you had to roll for
obligated-
that.
No. That
But I
he's
think
very
I'm not role playing it, but I think not. I keep calling him Amari. I think Augusto will. They're both
No, I
A
don't need him.
names.
I don't
But
need
I
him to
think-
take a blow for me, but so one thing that I think this asset would be helpful, being a non-fighting character
Yeah.
entirely, and I took no combat rolls at all.
Okay.
Where I'm like, if shit's hitting my fan, I need him as my protector, so then I can go buff people. So
Mhm.
if my player characters are off doing their shit, which sometimes happens,
Yeah.
I need my asset to
We
be
can
there.
get you into safety, stall them for you to run away. Gotcha.
So I don't need him to
Augusto,
actually take something from me, but I do need-
Augusto is gonna try and flip this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to take somebody to bed tonight. That's what he's doing.
Ooh, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like, brother, calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, you know this is always he's a fucking man whore.
I always watch this. So many broken hearts.
Yeah,
and
it's
like-
really awkward. He gives you a look like if you want to leave, now's the chance.
Oh
The
my
players
God.
have that option
To leave? Because
to leave too.
I have
Oh.
no, I don't need a man whore to judge me. Naive ways. Nope. Literally virgin. Don't want to lose it to a fish man.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah, sorry. I
We
don't
all
know
thought
how
shade
real.
in water.
I don't know how human people work. I am not gonna assume I know how fish people work.
And yeah, I would, you're not. Is he not good enough for you?
No.
If anybody would know the
Okay.
best of how it'd work, it'd be a changeling, right? Because you can change
Oh,
your
no.
gender too.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
Fucked up. I have identity issues. Last thing I'm gonna do is give my vaginal identity issues up too. So
Yeah,
Nope.
but once again, he's not a pushy guy. He's very
No, exactly,
like
that's what
he
I
gives you he will like do a flirt, right? And if it's not reciprocated, he just kind of like
He will do a flirt.
yeah.
But like Polaris is gonna get really red because she's not used to people like really being. She's used to having that, but she's not casting any spells on anybody
Mm-hmm.
right now. So she's not used to people like. Normally she can cast a spell to be like, go away. But she's not doing that, so she's like, ah! And so she gets really red and really like, call my bluff, and then just, ha 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 ha! What do you joke?
But your 6 still stands. You still get your effect. That was just for flavor. Oreo.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your downtime?
I cannot get rid of anything yet. So, I
You
think
can indulge a vice.
not again, not yet.
No, it's if you go over, so it goes down to 4.
Uh-huh.
So if you got 5 or higher, 5 or 6, you'd overindulge.
Okay.
Normally the bad stuff that happens only happens if you overindulge. Or want it.
Well, right now, she doesn't want to drink because she's not gonna take the risk yet because she's on a boat. Maybe later, we never know. But she's going to want to train to not be as murder hobo-y as she was with Cornelius. To be able to pull a punch and not be always lethal.
Gotcha. Are you like sparring with any Tritons?
Not the Tritons.
Or are you sparring with Yod? Is your other piece?
Wait. Well, Yad is strong too. Okay, I would wait. Can like Oreo observe like who's like pretty much like the strongest here, and she would probably like summon and ask them to like maybe spar with.
Yeah, your options are Rio and
I
Sardinia.
summon thee to a duel.
I'll go. Okay, Rio seems like he has experience, and Oreo would like shut up. Rio, hi.
Hello?
Hi. So you know how you always train and stuff.
No, he's in the. So you're just your head pokes up. The crow's hey.
What?
So Rio, you always train, and I think it's admirable. I need to train more to not be such a killer machine as right now I am. So could you help?
Wait. Hang on.
Uh-huh.
Say that again.
Would you like to train with me? I will not kill you, hopefully, but I would like to become better. You're the most strongest person I know here who's capable of maybe escaping my blows, but I need to be able to pull back and be able to control my power of. Yep.
Are we fighting armed or unarmed?
problem. That's a good question. Last time I was unarmed and it killed. Oh, I mean, no. Maybe you can use your. I use my staff and you use what you want.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think probably would leave the sword behind, but take the scabbard
Okay.
for fighting with you're fighting with your staff. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be his father's scabbard. He has 2 swords.
Mm-hmm.
So he's using the lighter one. He'll take
Yeah.
the scabbard off, yeah.
And
Kill her.
And I would like to train with him and hopefully be able to not able to control myself, not fall into like the enjoyment of power. Yes.
Fair enough.
So corruptible.
We get like the first like cross strike, right, where then it cuts to black as you guys start to hit. Is anybody really seasick on this? Rio's probably fine.
No, Rio's fine. This is how he got to Bastion in the first place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Boats and hoes are your thing.
Yes. Boats and
maybe-
hoes.
Maybe that's why Oreo's training because they need she needs to get distracted because she's from the mountain. She is not used to.
Yeah,
maybe-
it's when you
Yeah,
have
that could
time
be.
to think about it is when you get really
Yeah,
sick. When
that's
so
when-
you just like
Yeah, that's when Rio fight me, please.
Rio's like, we just finished a spar. Let me be.
The ocean's calling me.
Note that the last
Now-
person,
Like me too.
the last person she one-on-one, she beheaded practically. So.
yeah, roll 1d20. If you roll 20, Rio's dead.
No.
But just for fun, roll a 1d20.
But Michaela's good at rolling crits.
That's when I don't want to. Okay.
Michaela's pretty good at rolling. Okay. no,
Okay, alright.
All right, you live.
Ooh,
Rio
beat some
lives.
sense into you.
1 to 19, Rio lives.
He
But
could have
next
died.
time.
Anytime you spar anyone,
Oh God.
chance
Oh
of death.
If I die, I'm not sparring with you anymore.
It's gotta be like as blunt as in like a Wes Anderson film where she's just his neck snaps and she's
Like your head is like knocked off your body. It's like on the deck of the ship, and you like turn to look at her, and you're like, "All right, I'm not doing you again." All right. You go
Oh,
over, you
so
pick his
good.
head up, you put it back on his body backwards, and he's
I love this film.
But yeah, that's pretty much Oreo getting herself distracted for not to get seasick.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So we have a big enough deck on the boat. Yeah, definitely. I mean, cross some training swords for a while. Mm-hmm.
So do we get a scene between Oreo and Polaris before
Gotta know.
your
Gotta
arrival?
know. Gotta know.
Do we want to put it off to a roll off to see if it happens?
Yes, roll off.
Kristen wants Kristen wants the roll off because she knows any roll she has to make, she's going to be better at you then.
I know.
So Michaela gets an extra die to even it out.
You know, like right now we talked about that.
Does
probably
anybody
in
help
our-
her?
I would have to get her trapped somewhere where she cannot escape and can be alone. So that
And the
would be
thing
one-
is, you have very real access to her because you're on a boat, but you're also surrounded by people.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I also don't want her to feel like that bad because she promised to talk to me if we're alone.
If it's a carrick, there are 2 crow's nests.
There you go.
Drag her up the ladder.
Come with
Or
me.
you get her by the scruff of her neck
Yeah.
and you just gotta go.
Yeah, or you could do that probably, yeah. But let's roll it off. Right now, I still want to know, but I don't want to like force you yet.
All right, so we'll go by highest number.
Okay.
What are you using to try and get her attention?
I would
You
use
choose your own
my-
actions. Are you
Grit.
engaging?
After
I
the
would-
training.
I would do
Convince.
convince.
You know,
yeah.
gotta let her know it's not.
Well,
I-
she's doing convince. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to
Yeah.
do the same action.
No, I'm letting her know it's not the right time. I'm convincing her, not the time.
All right. Oh yeah.
Okay, and I
What do
would
you want
roll-
to use? Do you want to? You roll whatever you want, Michaela,
Yeah.
provided it makes sense.
Yeah, so when I have one filled in, I roll 2d6s, yeah?
Nope. If you only have one, you gotta roll 1d6.
Gotcha. Okay.
You roll the
so-
number equal to the amount filled in.
If you roll a 1, you kill Polaris by accident.
Wow.
She just keeps rolling 20s. Just the whole crew's dead by the time the ship arrives.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I have any gestural ability. I just am tough. I look really tough. I
You
don't
have
know.
an iron will. You're immune to the tear that this flicks.
Yeah. Sure, I have nothing to add to it.
All right.
Please,
All
I
right.
don't.
You can push yourself for 2 wear. To
You
get
did
plus
heal
1
wear
die.
from my thing.
So you're at 4 right now. You can go up to 6 if you want an extra die.
Do a
You
devil's
can accept
bargain.
a devil's bargain.
Do not.
Devil's bargain.
Because it'll
If
totally.
you accept a devil's bargain, I will choose another PC that will listen in on it.
For now, I will just roll randomly because we talked about it. I'm not going to try to force her, but if she's going to be avoiding me on land, that's when I'm
Alright.
going to be pushing it. Okay, so 1d6.
A 6. Hilarious.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not time. It's not time. It's everyone's about. I'm sorry, but I promise we'll talk. We'll talk one day if you're not dead.
What if he's gonna die?
We're going into battle, but after the battle. After the battle. After the battle.
Promise.
I promise. Pinky swear. Pinky swear.
Is that really your thinking?
Walk
away.
What else could it be?
The shade.
So the next time she has to make a convince roll against you, Michaela,
Yeah.
to stop that. Somebody remember, it's at -1 die. Because you can't keep milking the same, right? It's not gonna keep holding the
-1.
ball.
Kristen, remind.
-1, Kristen.
Yeah.
-1, Kristen.
But Oreo's good. You can see that Oreo's being slightly much more, not taking your sweet talk.
Okay, time to mesmerize. Okay.
Jeez.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
that's rough.
Erase that -1 part. You know, you're just like.
I can always memorize.
Oh shoot! Yeah, you know what? She was really busy. Oh darn. Yeah.
I will never forgive you, Kristen.
She
Until the
used
next
her
time they
power on you.
I have yet. No, I mesmerize the next time. If I'm not convincing her, I'm gonna be like.
So you wake up one day. You know there's been a drinking ban for the last few hours. It's supposed to be 24 hours. It might have been closer to like 8.
Ish. 7.5.
Yeah, they're like, oops, we arrived early. Oops.
The wind's on our side.
But I think, yeah, Captain Sardine calls everybody up to the deck. This is the first time you've seen Church in a couple times.
You just see like.
Oh, I
dust.
thought you went overboard one day.
Also, what was Tatsuo up to during that
Drinking,
time?
gambling with
Drinking.
whoever he could find to gamble with,
Y'all have to
bothering.
try to learn because they saw that people do that in the
Absolutely.
bar.
Keeping an eye on his brother.
Yeah, your brother is doing good.
I still
Not
can't put him in the net.
killed no councilman yet.
Sparred with Oreo, survived.
Nice.
You can say that.
Well, he put bets on that.
Oh wow! Oh shit!
Against you. He bet that you die. Failed it. Lost it.
But Captain Sardine calls everybody up. They've thrown down anchor. They're you can tell. So you guys are just in the middle of the fucking ocean. There's not a single marker around. But he's like, you know, he's like, well, here we are, everybody. And he starts giving a big impassioned speech about, you know, this is what we fight for. This is what we'll do. You know, we can, you know, We're gonna get everybody out of here. It's gonna, it's gonna be great. We're gonna rock. We're gonna roll. And during this whole thing, to all of the non-Tritons in the group and non-churches, I think somebody has like walked up and they have like a bunch of like what looks like a little like flasks on them, and they like hand each of you one of them. They're like, you're gonna want to drink the whole thing. All right, whole thing. All right.
Is it alcoholic?
No, sorry. I mean, we can spike it if you want.
What is it?
He's like, he says that and he looks at Sardine. He's like, probation right now. Sorry, 24-hour probation before the landing.
It helps us probably breathe underwater. Yeah.
Yeah, this will help you breathe. This will help you operate fine under there.
Taste good?
Take a shot of
It tastes just like salt water.
Oh my god.
Maybe mixed with like some sand.
Oh my goodness.
It's like kind of, if you ever had like a grainy drink, right? Has anybody ever had one of those like Soylents?
Oh yeah, it's like someone didn't mix it all the way or something.
Oh yeah, it's kind of grainy. It's kind of like you instinctively want to throw it up a little bit.
Chase it with a little alcohol.
You spoke before of a bubble. Is this an area of protection from the sea?
No, they just want to see if we drink it.
They're like, yeah, this will help you breathe underwater. You'll be fine. Can everybody swim? Can everybody swim? Show of hand. Like this is like the air like stewardess.
I
like,
can sink.
Church, can you get
Please
back
secure
up to the
your
water?
own mask before trying to secure the person's next to you.
I've never tried.
I do have endurance, but I never been immersed in water before.
All right, we
But I'm a
got.
quick learner.
It messes with my hair.
I don't care about your hair.
I can swim.
Perfect. Good to know. Listen, and he hands out. They're sort of like tabs, like you'd think like some kind of drug is on, right? But they're like, we got some buoyancy tabs. You need to go up. Pop one of these, you'll go up. All right. And they give you a handful of them.
A hand.
and,
Oh,
like,
They're
interesting.
my little Ziploc bag.
yeah, you got a little
Yes.
bag.
Little baggy.
They're almost like dots. Throwback to dots candy.
Yep.
No, are those the
Yep.
ones that are like on the sheet?
Yeah, they're on. They're on like a.
Yes.
They're like on a printer
That
sheet
when you
almost.
tear it off, you eat like half of paper. With,
Yep.
when you-
You take 3 of those on land and you'll really be going sky high. So.
Yeah, they're like, be sure only to take those if you're underwater. Do not take those on the surface. We'll get all Willy Wonka.
your head.
Whoa!
Whoa, dude! Whoa!
Yeah. As Sardine, he's like at the bow of the ship. And he tells everybody. I think he starts sort of dividing people up into teams. Right. He's trying to get people on castle team. Some people are on like the city team.
Yeah.
So essentially, and Jan probably have told all of you guys.
Yeah.
The city itself lies within a solid dome
Yeah.
in a crater.
Yeah,
So it's all inside.
Okay.
Inside is both the castle and the castle town itself. Sardine intends to take the castle back.
So does the dome cover the crater, or is it like set inside?
It covers completely. It
Okay,
covers
so-
like
alright.
up from the crater.
Gotcha.
He intends to take a force into the castle and rescue the king and the people there. There are other people. Now there are a lot of Tritons here because none of them died in the last fight. So they will have more Triton
Yeah.
HP in the coming fight than before. But he starts assigning some people to different teams. He wants, no surprise, he wants the PCs. He wants you guys on castle team.
Castle team.
He's like, listen, we need to go. And I think he looks at Yad, puts his hand on Yad's shoulder. He's like, sister, I need you to run we need you to run the city team. All right. There's nobody I trust with this over you. Can you do that?
Can
And,
fish swim?
Nice.
Gotcha, bro.
And yeah, so he'll put Yad on that. He's like, Yad, is there anybody you need to help you with this one?
Like, would like anybody to join Yad on city team? Anybody of PC people? Let's see, Tatsuo.
This is where you can try and poach Tatsuo. Tatsuo, you can go
Because I
with
know
whoever you
Tatsuo.
want.
Kinda need to make sure this guy stays alive. So
Makes sense. No nets on him. Gotcha.
why don't you
Still.
take some Tritons? Look how many of those guys there are.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry. I
I'll give you a fair
Look at
share.
the Tritons. They were going anyway. Why don't you
Yeah.
take a couple more?
A fair share of the force.
He was asking me, so I was like, anybody from the no? Okay, I got you. Okay.
This was Ed's opportunity to try and justify not having Tatsuo there if he didn't want them.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a +1 die. I don't care if he's
He's a
there.
plus one. So
But
how
no.
is Tatsuo planning on fighting underwater?
He's fished underwater before. His arrows are pretty good at
All right.
piercing at
They'll
least
shoot
half
out
their
fire.
normal speed. Yeah, they'll shoot out okay, not the best, but I mean, I've been dragged underwater rather by a few unsavory creatures and had to kill them. So
To be fair, how are any of us doing anything underwater? I
You
have to
can
have momentum
breathe.
behind my sword to be
You
able
can
to
breathe
swing.
underwater, and we are following anime rules.
and we've got these
Ah.
buoyancy pills.
Anime
So
rules.
I think part of also being underwater lets you operate underwater just fine, a little bit.
And sound carries underwater well. I'm gonna do fine.
Yeah, you can all talk underwater and everything too.
Mm.
When
You
you,
just
when
hear,
you drink it and stuff. So.
Yep.
You're all under the effect of water breathing, essentially.
Anime rules. Anime water fight.
When Church goes into the water, his arms and legs will come in, and he'll be like a fucking torpedo. I think
He
he will
has become
totally.
the bullet
I think
himself.
he will totally change, like, to be more aerodynamic underwater or whatever the word
yeah.
is.
Plays
I
the
don't know.
Transformers
fucking
theme.
transformer. I know, that's what I
Yeah.
was just thinking. Like, he's a fucking transformer.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
He's got propellers.
But I think, I think everybody like brandishes their weapons in unison as they all cheer. As Sardine is the first one to run and he just jumps off the deck, and everybody's jumping off to follow him.
Yes.
And you're all expected to follow.
Oreo just like quietly like steps over and just not sure what to expect when.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrifying.
Secure all the equipment. And, like, yep, dive off. So,
Church does like a General Grievous run on all fours into the water.
Yeah, it
so-
looks at you. Do you need help?
No. I try to like do that thing where you like try to drop down gently, but it's clearly too far. So then there's a scramble for a second and splash awkwardly into the water.
Yeah, so we got Church. I think Church and Rio in the front with Sardine right now, since you guys shot off with Oreo and Polaris, bringing up the rear a little bit. Struggling. Tatsuo also up there in the front, because I think as far as the non-Tritons go, Tatsuo and Rio are probably the best swimmers around. Even with Tatsuo's
spend enough time in the
flame
water, I
arm,
think, yeah.
he's
We got the Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi masks on. We're going into the water.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it is night and day as soon as you go under the water. You see far off down through the clear water down. You see tons of these pitch black beasts circling this dome. Some it looks like there's been a hole punctured in. As others, they sort of slither through the air like snakes at times. Others all kind of like grap on, like have like, I don't know, like 7, 8, 10, 12 legs. They're all roughly
It's a big
different.
room.
These sort of like,
The
I don't know,
Grim?
all of these figures sort of adopt to their surroundings. They
Ruby
adapt.
reference? Yeah.
as you all plunge under the water, it's an instant fight. As you jump under, and there are already some coming up to reach the boat.
Oh shit.
Oh.
So I think we
not
fought
good.
following Church blasting down through the water
Mhm.
in front. Church, you notice there's this big, it's almost like a shark, but it's got like these arms and like tentacles coming out of the side of it that it's like reaching out. And on the hands have like mouths themselves that want to eat
shit.
into you. Church, what do you do?
Transformers robots in disguise. I come out of my fucking torpedo mode right into like the shot with my big old cannon.
He's like falling still.
Yeah, falling still with my big temple cannon. I'm gonna fucking blast into this guy.
Yeah,
What role is that?
make a finesse roll.
All right,
Okay,
cool. I
I
have
think with
I have a 1 in there.
So, do you want
Convinced.
someone to help you?
Yes, Tatsuo. He's shooting.
All right, so Tatsuo, normally helping is going to be a straight Tatsuo. I'll like once it go around, Tatsuo can give somebody a +1 die.
Me.
Okay.
Tatsuo is like a free help.
Yep, he's got
So
his,
this is you and Tatsuo
his
combined.
arrow stars fire at the same time. Perfect. That's 2d6.
2d6 then.
Ah!
A 6.
Got a 6, buddy.
So I'll quickly go over. I have a few clocks set up for the starting estrangement. So we have the King Aldrune clock, which when this is filled, the king is dead and all people around him. We have the Augusto Sardine clock. When it's filled, he's dead. And the Triton Forces clock. This was going to be a six-sided clock, but since all the Tritons lived, you get a 12-sided clock.
Yeah.
When that's filled, the Tritons are dispersed. But with a 6, Church, describe how there's this beast roughly, I don't know, 10 feet long, like 6 feet tall, like lunging at you as soon as you shoot out. You transform her out.
Yeah. I feel like the end of this cannon is like it's like literally I'm imagining it shaped very square. So I think the end of this cannon is literally like a square opening, and as it shoots, it's almost like Sonic. It's like out and fucking just like shatter some muscle on this thing. I don't know, like rip it away.
Oh, you kill this thing. Kill it. Right down the fucking gullet of it.
Okay.
As like the blast come out the other side of it. As it goes limp, the arms still flailing around like a chicken with its head cut off.
That's amazing.
Transform back into a torpedo, keep going down.
Or Rio, you
Underwater
see,
jet.
you see an amalgamation of all of these sort of like almost smaller piranha-like things that are really just like teeth coming out, trying to like just reach out at you, sort of trying to surround you. What do you do?
I think since we're underwater, I mean, stuff's easier to handle, so probably both swords. I'd have the bigger sword out in front, and then reverse the other one in the other hand.
Gotcha.
And then I guess just kind of like try to cut through as we go through.
We all know Augusto Sardine. Whoever put Dead Fish Walk in there, we all know Augusto's life is limited. He's probably the most beneficial.
You gave him a circle.
Most beneficial NPC you've ever had, so, in my games at least. So yeah, give me an engage roll, right? Is that the action you're thinking as you?
Yeah.
confront this
So I roll.
Also, Sardine is also with you guys right now.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can grab a free 1D from Sardine, and he'll be fighting with you essentially.
For my
Would that
bring
affect-
out the best, how often can I do that, or do I have to use a drive to activate?
What's that?
For my bring out the best, my general ability, do I have to use a drive in order to use it?
Nope, you just have to suffer one wear to assist.
One wear.
someone.
Okay, cool.
And you can declare that either before or after Rio makes his roll.
Okay. Now I have 3 grid. Is that 3 dice or 2?
We're just looking at your engaged dice.
Just the engage? Okay, so that would be 1.
Yep, so you'll roll
Well,
1 die. You can accept a devil's bargain. You can push yourself for +2. Somebody can help you. Or you can push yourself for 2 wear to get +1.
Okay.
Somebody can help you for an extra die. Sardine is a free help. Sardine and Tatsuo are functionally the same in this right now.
Would that affect Kristen's bond thing with him? at all?
Nope, Kristen still got him.
Okay.
He'll if Kristen, the way I have it planned is if Kristen would have a consequence where she gets hit, she can instead put Sardine there instead.
Mhm.
and have him-
I'll use this free help for sure.
All right, so that's 2d6.
4.
So with a 4 is a success.
Okay.
The consequence, you're gonna take tier 1 or level 1 harm
Okay.
from these little things. Now you can resist it with grit. You can spend armor to do it. And since Sardine helped you, he also will take 1 tick on his clock. And you now,
No.
oh, here's another very important thing
Mhm.
I didn't talk about. You can protect each other in that. Say, you have to suffer a consequence, right? But you don't have like anywhere to spare. If it narratively makes sense, this is when, like Michaela could jump in and be like, "Yeah, you slice through a bunch of these things, but then like one's gonna get you." But Oreo jumps in at the last second to take it.
Because
Oreo
when
can roll resistance for you. Essentially.
And she's like,
Yeah. Oreo, you can anybody, if it narratively makes sense, can roll a resistance roll for somebody else.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's cool.
So armor reduces the dev level of severity by 1. Taking a hit reduces it by 1 as well.
I only have
Or,
light armor.
not taking a hit.
So I think I'll take the harm.
All right. So you take level 1 harm, and you only get the negative to it once you've filled all of your harm slots.
Okay.
So yeah, you get sort of like nipped at through this, but like you still expertly slice through all
Good.
these things. Oreo and Polaris, how far behind do you lag?
Not crazy behind because God came right up on. So
Yeah.
I don't think I'm like 3 days, but probably a
Slightly far, but not too far.
good
We're-
minute.
It, like,
a minute
took-
to breathe.
Yeah, it took quite like a few seconds to adjust, and then like, okay, instinct, just what fish do. What are you doing? Yes, sure.
Yeah, I think some of the drink helps you with it. Like it feels kind of almost natural
Okay.
for you swimming as you quickly adjust to this new environment.
All right.
As you see your compatriots ahead of you already engaged and locked in battle,
Mm-hmm.
making their way down to the domed city.
Gotcha. So, technically, to help them get down maybe faster, can I use the convoke to maybe do like a light spell to just blind a creature out of the way?
Yeah, you're about to hit, like, and there's about to be like the clash of forces in some
Gotcha.
sense where all these tritons are going down,
Yeah.
and there's a beast. It's not the bulk of their forces. It seems
Yeah.
like these things just seem to kill on sight. So
Gotcha.
these maybe have wandered up here, sensing some sense of warmth to latch onto.
Maybe just to try to clear the way. Talking from the paladin side, just to maybe blind them so they will not get hit, maybe get distracted and
Yeah.
avoid
So
them maybe.
there's another option that we can do here. You can do what are called setup actions,
Okay.
which are you can do an action, and then if you succeed on it, you can give somebody else a bonus on their roll, essentially. So you're kind of like setting up. So like this would be you if you were setting up. You do a quick like blind thing,
Yeah.
and then have somebody else roll in with an engage roll or something to go
Okay.
take them out.
That would be nice if it would work.
All right. So go ahead and roll me a convoke.
Yep. Da-da-da-da.
Do it. Do it.
And as per usual, if you're rolling 0 dice,
Yeah, I have 1 and 2.
Don't.
That's why.
because the odds of getting a 4 or higher on 0 dice, very low.
And I only roll 1d6 because it's only one filled in. Gotcha.
Yep.
Wouldn't-
Unless you want. Yep.
Wouldn't 0 dice mean no dice?
0 dice means you roll 2d6 and take the lowest of the 2.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
It's a special little exemption.
Can I use my my primordial sea attunement and make it more effective in a way of like making, I don't know, force of sunlight somehow get into the undersea that
dice.
light never Bits, yes.
I'll allow an increased effect, not
Mhm.
necessarily more dice here. I
Gotcha.
think this makes sense. This is your home field against
Yeah.
these definitely not from this plane
Mhm.
beings. As you call upon your connection to the land itself.
Yep. Okay. Let's do this.
Because you're not in civilization yet. You're still out and going. So a 3 is a failure.
Yep.
But this is a controlled. We didn't go over position. This is controlled. You're in the back. You're taking
Okay.
your time, or you don't have to take your time, but you do it out. So you won't give a bonus, and the consequence is I'm gonna mark 1 tick on the Triton forces clock, as I think some of them engage, and there's just some initial, if not maybe not casualties yet, but like people are getting roughed up, kind of thing. Now anybody can resist that if you want. There's also an important thing that I think Kristen was the first person to find out in these systems is it only matters when the clock is filled.
Mhm.
So if you don't resist to let the clock fill up, nothing bad happens yet. All that matters is the bad stuff happens when the clock finishes.
Note in the last sheet how many clocks Kelder had almost filled. You
Yeah.
just let it go. You let
The
it go until
downside
it
is
can't.
if you're in a rough position when the clock's about to finish,
Mhm.
well, you kind of gotta take
Sorry, I'm sweating
Trying
right
to
now.
deal
I'm
with it.
terrified.
as you blast
These
that
fishies.
through. Polaris, is there anything you want to do before we end for the night?
I want to, being not a fighter and totally a buffer, but Polaris was totally designed after like the idea of a land siren, so this is her domain. She's gonna do like a war call song thingy and totally buff the next person, give them an extra. It's a setup thing, so.
Okay. Yeah, make like a lead roll.
Mad Max flaming guitar.
Sorry. That's the call of mermaids, I imagine. Sorry.
Oh. Oh.
Even
Oh
Oreo
my
turns
God.
around. What is
I'm
happening?
like, go get. Oh, what? Oh God. Oh, did I swallow a fish? Oh.
So here, as our last consequence, this is controlled, so this is a minor consequence.
You're doing great.
Does anybody have any fun ideas for a consequence for this one? I also like people digging their own graves, so I like to ask Kristen what she thinks of fun consequence. You can tick clocks. I can always make a new clock if we want. That could be
Correct.
something bad.
A Leviathan towards you.
Polaris
beautiful call.
drowns.
Dude, I am all for.
Polaris, like she's using a lot of breath and she runs out of her.
Or she draws aggro because it's bad.
Yeah, I feel like I'm drawing aggro is the
yourself in
one
a
thing. Because
spot.
I did drink the whole thingy, my bobber. I'm totally for being like Leviathan fish food.
All right, I'm down for draw aggro. I'm just gonna make a note of this so we don't forget in the chat.
Draw aggro on Kristen.
All right, as we can continue the rescue operation next time.
Oh.
Yay.
All right.
So good.
Very nice.
I'm
Good
gonna
stuff.
die.
Thanks for putting up with character creation. I know character creation in a new system can be a lot sometimes.
It's all right. Like
Oh,
you said,
good.
similar to Iron Sworn, I think it works out.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's fun. It's fun to go back to the system because it's been a while. It's
So
fun
this
to
is also
relearn
the
it.
system where, so as you can see, all you need is a 4 or higher to get a success, right?
Yep.
System where Ed went 25 dice in a row without getting a 4 or
yeah,
higher.
that was great.
I feel
What?
That was good.
Yep,
my
poor
guy,
character.
my guy just got beat up. My big bald dude. I forget his name.
But
Oh,
you
shit.
broke the streak with the triple crit to end the campaign. if
A
I'm right.
triple
Oh, yeah,
crit.
You rolled like a million sixes.
Yeah,
Bro.
and me and N-Train rolled really high with that system too, and a really cool one shot thing.
It was.
Wow.
Oh, too fun. Too fun. Alright, I'm gonna close out the recording. Thank you, amazing group, morning, noon, or night, for being absolutely amazing. As always, every Wednesday.
He said the thing.
Too
He said the
fun.
words.
And thank you to any who are watching on YouTube, morning, noon, or night.
Said the thing.
But yeah, you can catch this again. You'll notice everything around here. I didn't say anything at the beginning. We've changed up our UI a little bit, as in simplified it terribly to have it be Blades in the Dark. And maybe I'll do something cool for this later. But for now, it's going to be nice and plain and Jane. It'll be fun. But cool. I think that is everything. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you for the next game on uploaded on Thursday. See you then. Bye. Goodbye.